does look great.
All right, nailed it. Good morning.
Good morning. It's so funny. Hey, I'm Peggy.
And I'm Amanda, and you're watching Junction Fiber Mill
Millcast.
Millcast.
Yeah.
We're a fiber mill. We got to start our timer. We're a fiber mill in Vermont. We make yarn.
Yes, we
Just
do
kidding.
make yarn. Yes, we're in White River Junction, Vermont, and we're called White River Junction. We're going to give you little pieces of information each time we start these
Sounds
Millcasts.
great.
It's called Junction 5. It's called White River Junction because it is the I believe the word is confluence. Thank you, of the White River and the Connecticut River meet right in White River Junction.
Yes, and like literally a stone's throw. Like I can walk there in under 10 minutes. I've timed it. You can walk to New Hampshire across the
Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah, and the White River just separates us from like the historic downtown and the train depot
Correct.
and stuff. But both of us sort of live up the White River from here.
Yes.
And so we have rivers everywhere.
We have rivers everywhere. And you know what I love driving into work is driving along that river.
It's so nice.
And it just changes with the seasons. It's
So much.
Yeah.
Like some days you get, like we had this crazy morning sometime in this sort of freeze thaw of winter where I think the river was much warmer than the air, and so it created like this mist because it had been warm, so it wasn't iced over.
Yeah.
So the mist was all coming up, and the sun was rising, and there was a
rainbow over the river.
in the frozen. It was incredible. So stuff like that is cool.
My problem is I see it and I go, oh man, I'd like to pull over and take a picture. There really isn't anywhere that you can safely pull over and have an opening.
View. Like there are pullover spots, but
then
they're
not great.
But the other thing that there's like actually three things I think that make it a junction here, because there's the train railroad. Well, maybe there's not a junction, but there is the railroad here. Is there a junction with somewhere there?
No.
Right.
Hold on. To Burlington? Don't know.
Okay. The railroad was important at some point in White River Junction.
Absolutely.
Okay. Historical facts. But the other is, right now, the big thing is the interstates.
Right.
So
89 and 91 meet, but the town was named the town way before.
Oh, yeah, way before that.
Yes,
so,
but it is the junction of 89 and 91, interstate, yeah.
And White River Junction has seen, it had its booming era. It had seen some harder times.
Definitely.
And I'd say by the time we moved in, we're well on the way to like becoming the Brooklyn of the Upper Valley. And we've got a lot of trendy restaurants, and
it's become very
new
hip.
Life. Like a lot of these buildings that, like our building, for instance, used to be a headstone manufacturer way back
1830s.
And they uncovered some
and
headstones.
manufacture. They made headstones. Yeah.
Yeah. The headstones were buried in the ground where it was like a dirt
in the parking
driveway.
lot area. Yeah.
When we moved in, it was a dirt driveway.
I thought we had uncovered a cemetery, and I'm like, oh my god! And I think what it is they'd be making a headstone and get a typo and toss it in the parking lot, and then it would get buried. Anyway, funny.
And then they were equipment rental and chainsaws.
Chainsaws for a while, and then kind of a B2B hardware store kind of thing.
And then we moved in to make artisanal yarn.
Right,
so
and now
there
we're
you go.
yarn. Yeah.
So we started in 2021. And that's your brief history lesson for today.
Kind of just plopping out. Anyway.
And the main point is, we're not related. We're friends. We have sheep. And moving on. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And we're pre-recording, and it's Friday. I think we're both like, let's
it's been a week. I guess we can talk like personal stuff a little bit. It's been a rough week again for my family.
Yeah.
We had strep go through again, and when I say strep go through, I'm still the only one who got sick. So I was sick 2 weeks ago. On a Monday, I went in on a Tuesday and got tested. Strep. Very, very sick. I was on antibiotics. It cleared it in the normal, it's a miracle when you get the antibiotics and then you're fine.
Yeah.
Came back to work at the requisite, wait time later. And then no one else in my family got sick. So I was like, okay, great. We got that out of the way.
But no!
2 weeks to the day later on a Monday, started feeling ill again. Not quite as sick. Went in to figure out what it could be. Strep! So they put me on different antibiotics.
I gotta be honest with you, I've had strep before. It's awful, but I've never heard of getting it like back to back.
I know.
That really sucks.
Yeah, and then one of our employees mentioned that she, at some point when she had kids in the house, had strep from like December to April, every 2 weeks.
Crazy.
And so I did not want that to happen, especially because I have a vacation coming up. And so I herded the family up.
Yep.
I made 3 appointments in one. We went down to the clinic, and I had everyone swabbed, including Lewis, who was like, if you've ever seen a 13-month-old get a throat culture. He was a champ, and you know, Maeve was really a champ. We made her go first, of course.
Yeah.
But Maeve came back positive. She had no symptoms, so
it's a good thing you did
she's on
that.
antibiotics. Yes, thank you. We're telling the world
Well,
it's a good thing for
hopefully you've nailed it.
Hopefully I've nailed it. Anyways,
Yeah.
what are you wearing? Let's talk yarn.
I'm wearing a sweater I absolutely love.
Yeah.
It's by Caitlin Hunter, and
Nope, it's Carolyn Holbrook.
Sorry, Caitlin Hunter. Carolyn Holbrook.
It is called the Bloomin' Colors.
Amanda knows everything. I know nothing. And what are you wearing?
True. There's a brand new sample that we just got in, and it is gorgeous. It is called the Geometer Sweater. The designer is Lotta H. Lothgren. I apologize, Lotta, if I've mispronounced your name. But what I really love is that it's one of our brand new colorways. This is the Enchanted Forest with our blueberry roots, and I think it just sings. It is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I love the collar, the way the collar's done. I love it. Geometric. It's fantastic.
This is like such a color combo I'm into because it gives you that pop of color work and that variegation still, but it is so earthy and it's kind of subtle and it is just beautiful. And the blue is like just bright enough, in my opinion. I mean, it really is blueberry blue. The
blueberry blue? Yeah. The background?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So speaking of knitting, I got to get my knitting out because, as y'all know, I don't have very much time at home. So I am slowly making progress on my vest. But petite knit, I've said it too many times. I'm annoyed at myself. It's a Stockholm slipover. And I'm getting to that point where I'm like, I should probably get a ruler out soon and figure out how much longer I go round and round. So that's good. That's progress.
Okay, so since you're showing what you're gonna knit while I'm gonna show what I'm knitting, and this is gonna be the difference. Someone who has 2 little kids and someone
who has had strep 2 times in 3 weeks.
And someone who doesn't, because
by the way, when I'm sick, I do not knit. I don't know. I would like to hear from you all, but like, I think like, oh, should I do anything? And it's like the most I can do is press play on a button. Yeah. No, when you feel crap, you don't. Yeah. Okay, you ready? I should say not ready. I have one more thing to say. We started watching the 3rd season of White Lotus, like everyone in the country, right? And I'm obsessed because I love the first 2 seasons, but it's too good to knit to. I'm just like, I gotta watch. Yeah. And so Cody and I held hands watching it the other night, and I was like, he usually gets my feet while I knit, and he rubs my feet because he's wonderful.
Oh, how nice!
I know, it's really nice. But in like the, 9 years we've been together, we have like basically never been this direction while watching something because I'm always knitting over here. So it's been really nice.
Just kind of cuddled and watched.
Yeah, we've been cuddling and watching White Lotus.
There's a lot of crappy characters in it. I mean, it's good. It's good.
It's trash, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good trash. It's
I love
good trash.
It's beautiful trash. Oh man, I went to Thailand when I was, a lost 20-something. I actually the character who wants to join the Buddhist monastery.
That's you?
That's definitely me if I had like a lot more money.
I love it. I love it.
Anyways.
All right, you ready?
I am ready. Ooh.
I got a lot done.
You sure did.
Look at this.
You're making me nervous though. This is very close to your needle. You know what
What does that mean, close to your needle?
Like you got a stitch almost about to slip off.
Nah, it's fine.
My mother-in-law watches that. She's like puts the like corks on the end of the needle thing, and she's like, every time I'm at the edge of my seat when you guys
No, so this is the same material that you're with. This is Hogwash Farms 3-ply.
You can't buy it.
You can't buy it. Yeah, we grabbed the last skeins. This is for my son-in-law, Colin, and I'm got just like a couple more inches. Then I'll do the ribbing, do the sleeves, and I am thrilled.
Well, you have sleeves and I don't, so the race is still on.
This is true.
Who can know? Who can know who's going to win here?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. But this is easy stuff, like, you just go round and round. I got a great audiobook I'm listening to.
You want to share what it is?
Nope, I'm going to go a little further. When I'm done, I will tell you, but I'm loving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
So that's what I'm knitting. But let's go back to your sweater and this phenomenal colorway.
Yes, Enchanted Forest.
It's called Enchanted Forest, and we have it in both DK. What you're wearing is in DK. Can I hold it up?
Please.
So this is the DK.
Give it a little, scooch it to the camera.
I'm going to turn around and see it. It's earthy colors, but there's this little bit of bluey purple that is just so gorgeous.
I don't know, would you call that like a mauve? Some of it is like more of a It almost looks like, what's the stuff that grows? It's like a ground cover, and there's a little purple
Lichen?
flower in it. Is it periwinkle or something? It has. It's like a purpley blue. It's beautiful, like you said.
I'm not sure.
Okay, but today we're launching.
Yeah, we
Making
have it
Tracks,
now
or
in
Enchanted Forest Light.
in light, and there again is you can see the color. It's just stunning. I just keep going at it, and I'm going to knit something with it. I'm not sure what, but I just absolutely love these colorways, and it's because it's got the greens and the browns, but then that little bit of blue, and every skein's different. So I'm going to just again show you how every skein is a little different. So if you're interested,
like more marling, which is like where the two different strands of the ply are quite different. Like this one has
this one, you can really see the marling there.
And then this one has almost no marling. And that's all by chance. So you get more of those like solid colors, and and they have differing levels of variegation. I'd say they all are earthy. So if you love earthy, but if you are shopping online and you want to give us a hint about what you want to, like, we put a couple different pictures of different skeins on the website, so if there's one that's really speaking to you, you can always say like, oh, I want one with more green, or like, in this case, like way more blue.
Way more blue. There's a place to add a note to your order. What's fun is, as you guys know, we've been trying to get more solids going, and they're called roots. And we're going to show you 3 of our roots that we absolutely love. Amanda's sweater is knit with one, which is the blueberry. There's forest, and then there's ochre, and all of them, I mean, just take a look at these next to each other. I mean, how fabulous is that?
Yeah.
It's just so yummy. A cowl, a hat, a full sweater,
a lot of people are getting their color, what is it? It's like color consultations. I've heard people coming in shopping and saying, oh, I'm a spring, or oh, I'm an autumn. I feel like, not knowing anything about anything, I'm going to go ahead and say, if you're an autumn,
your job is done. Your search is over.
Your colors. Yeah. Not a color consultation doctor.
Okay. I can remember back in the 70s that became a thing. It was like hilarious. I think it was a color your something, and we were all doing that.
Did you get it done?
No.
Okay.
I think I thumbed through the book.
Yeah.
I already know what
what's your color? Your jewel tone?
I'm blues and purples.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
I don't know, jewel tones.
You're yellows and oranges.
I don't know. I'm sporting blue. I feel like I look fine.
Okay, this is where you can't win. Okay, there's nothing you can say that's going to take care of it.
No, this really isn't your color, Amanda.
You look like
Take it off right
You look
now.
like Helen Blue. Good Lord. Oh my
geez.
Lord, it's Friday.
Yeah. We should always record on Friday. This is more fun. Okay.
Well, we could also start with a bottle of wine and then say we're not going to start recording until we're 2 glasses in.
People
not
would
true.
love it. Okay.
Oh my God.
All
It would
right.
make no sense. Anyway, that's Enchanted Forest. Check it out on the website. It's just really
joining
cool.
the permanent collection, so to speak. And,
the permanent collection, right?
Yeah, so it'll be there, but we hope you love it. We hope you make something enchanted with it.
Enchanted Forest. We have a lot of fun coming up with names. If you haven't noticed, we're going to share a few names coming around the corner.
I think part of it was inspired. I don't know. Again, not a huge Swiftie, but Taylor Swift had the Folklore album, which was like, when I did the concert video. I didn't go see her in concert, but I saw it when they showed it at the Hop. But all of her sets, when she did the songs from Folklore, they're all like mossy. And
is this the one where she has the piano covered in stuff?
Yeah, like that.
I saw a clip of that.
A little bit. When I saw this, I was like, oh, it's like a beautiful mossy fair, and that was kind of in some years ago.
Yeah, you knit a sweater out of this, and you're going to look like Taylor Swift.
I love it.
All right?
I love it. Just shameless.
Just look like Taylor Swift. I have to tell you an anecdote. You guys saw our shearing, and thanks very much for all the comments about in the last video of that you did a great job of
Thank you.
telling the story of what went on with shearing, and lots of great comments. And yes, it's a fantastic community that comes together for that shearing. But it means that lambing is upon us, and lambing, we haven't had any lambs yet, but we've set the barn up now, so all the pregnant ewes are in one place, so that when things happen, we can get to them easily. And what we refer to as the peanut gallery, those ladies that were not lucky enough to spend any time with the boys, they're off into another area. And Todd did all the work. Well, we got the barn divided, And then when I was working here, he took care of setting up what we call the lamb cams. And these are 2 cameras. You can see a picture of them. They're up in the corners of the barn. And in the daytime, when you look at the monitor that's in the house, it's in color and you can sort of see any early signs. And early signs would be like, if you see a sheep doing this on the ground, set your watch. She is starting to, it could still be several hours, but that's an early sign, and it's nice to know when you've got a ewe that's starting to think about it. But at night, we have the monitor in our bedroom.
She is mopping the floor as is at the, like, and I feel like humans do the same thing, right? Like, you could set a clock by, like, women who are like, oh, I gotta clean.
I gotta clean, yeah. It's nesting. It's different forms of nesting. Yeah. But what we both forgot was at night, it's not in color. It's, I don't know if it's called infrared, but it's a different.
It's darker in the barn.
Yeah, it's pitch black in the barn. So we're getting ready to go to bed. If we go to bed early, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go look at the monitor, and I can't see a thing because there are spider webs all over it. I mean, you can't see a thing.
Dang, spiders.
And is there a chance that a lamb could be born overnight? It's very unlikely because we're still a little early, but Todd was like, oh, no, we got to do something about it. So at 9:15 at night, it's jet black where we are, but it's snowing. And the wind is blowing sideways, and Todd is carrying a ladder. This is not a great picture, but I had to take a picture of Todd trudging with the ladder to go out to the barn, turn on the lights, and that's what we did. We turned on the lights. He went up there and cleaned them both off. And so,
it's great.
So now the monitor's working, and this morning,
Todd loves his girls.
Yeah, so this morning, I'm up early feeding the dogs, and all of a sudden, Todd is like heading out the door. And I'm like going, is there action? I said, take your phone with you. He goes up, and it's like 6:01 in the morning. And he comes back, and I go, I gather there wasn't any lamb born. He goes, nope, just a big turd. There was no way to tell the difference in the monitor, whether it was a lamb struggling on the floor or nope, a jet black.
So now that you have the lamb cams, did you always have the lamb cams?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you go up there more or less frequently with the cameras than you would go if you were just setting a clock?
We go less often because they're actually very good. With the two, we can really see the full area. Yep. It works really well. What's unfortunate is we can't see it on our phones. I can't see the lamb cams from here. Just because it's
technology's gotta exist.
Yeah, we just have to get new cameras and the other challenge, if I'm recalling properly, there's no Wi-Fi at the barn.
Yeah.
So you
need like a router in your house to ping it to. It sounds very
something like that. So
advanced.
it helps to be able to be in the bedroom, roll out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, do the quick look, and go. Yeah, I don't have to go up.
So we're gonna lose Todd as an employee a little bit.
You're gonna lose once lambing starts. We both.
I know Peg races off, but I remember like when we started and it was you and I working all of the mill equipment. You would basically wait for Todd to call you.
Yes, and then I'd race home. And see if lambs usually deliver their babies just fine. But, and this is the but, if there's a problem, you got to move relatively quickly for the problem. And the problem is breech. Sometimes the hoof, the leg gets stuck, the shoulder gets stuck. And if there's twins, you need to move and get in there, turn things around and pull that lamb out so that the next one can come out because they tend to twin. So in general, that goes well, but when it doesn't, you've got to be available to do something. Yep. So the two big things is getting the lambs out alive, and then the other is making sure that they get up on their feet and that you got a good mom who, even for that first-time mom, knows that your job now is to get that baby fed. And you're going to be hearing more of that as we head into lambing. We've got definitely 10 pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of them looks like she's going to pop any moment.
It's exciting.
In theory, it shouldn't happen until the 8th of April.
Okay. All right, that's so funny. Maeve's due date was the 9th of April. You probably recall me ditching you like right smack dab in the middle of lambing season.
I don't remember that.
I think that was maybe the
3
year
years
that
ago.
The sheep started going early or something.
Oh, we've had,
yeah.
Anyway. We want to thank everybody for the incredible charity thing we did.
Yeah, I have to say we're recording this ahead of the final Knit for Food event, so we will get back to you with the final numbers on the next Millcast.
But we can see pretty clearly how well
we've met our goal. We're I think over $9,000 raised right now at the time of this recording. Where our goal was $7,000. So we want to just give our sincere gratitude to you guys for
Stepping up.
Stepping up, reaching into your pockets, reaching
Yeah.
into your friends' pockets who you knit for.
And again,
whatever
this
in the
was
past.
Knit for Food, which is...
It's basically an event to raise money to directly go toward 4 organizations that work to end hunger.
Yeah.
So it's a really great cause. It's, I think, the 4th or 5th year they've done it, and they've raised a ton of money for this cause. Laura
Yeah.
Nelkin is the organizer. We've had her on the Millcast to talk about this initiative.
Yeah.
And we're just, so pleased that we are a part of it, and that we've raised a lot of money for our team.
And it's a great example of the power of the internet and social media,
Totally.
right? This whole Knit for Food couldn't have happened if we weren't able to all connect on the internet through social media. We love social media. We're active on it. We care. We care about the community that we've built with it, and it's been an extraordinary and humbling experience to be connected with all these people all over the country because of the internet.
Right.
We got a little bit of a curveball this week where on Facebook, a comment came up that was kind of unrelated to the subject of our comment or our post. And then it went, I think the expression is crazy viral, and it had nothing to do with us and nothing to do with the mill or the knitting community. And I think it threw us both.
Yeah, it threw us both. And I would say, you said we love social media. I'd actually think, like most people, I have very mixed feelings about social media. I think it's a really good tool to get, to connect with people.
Yep.
But there's also,
There's a dark side.
There is definitely a dark side out there with it. And this week was sort of part of that, where I think the algorithms swept us up and basically trolls piled on this post. And so, unfortunately, we tried to turn the comments off on the post at a certain point because nothing productive was happening there. And it's not it wasn't for us about censorship. It's just, it felt like our community was sort of being exposed to something that we didn't stand behind, and it wasn't conductive. It had nothing to do, like you said, with yarn and knitting and mills.
Right, and I felt a little bit deer in the headlights. Where like, whoa, how did this happen? Why? And the anger stuff wasn't being directed towards us or our community, but it, like I said, it felt like we'd gotten hijacked. Anyway, so
we're still trying to figure out what to take away from that, what to do about that, or at this point we kind of decided I don't think there's much we can do.
Right.
And we do feel that being able to connect with you guys and share about, what's honestly going on around here is such a big part of our mission and our business, and so we're gonna keep at it. But just know that we're aware of it, and we're sorry that happened, and hopefully everyone is taking a deep breath and connecting in real life.
I was gonna say nobody got hurt, physically no, but some of it is just.
I think it's a good reminder to wiggle your toes and feel the real world around you.
Absolutely.
And step away from the screens.
And
that's what knitting is great for.
Step away from the screen.
And it's real. All right.
Yeah. So we're in April, which is incredible. I just feel like time is like clickety click click click.
Our next turns 3 this month, which is exciting.
Yeah.
But we have open house coming up.
Yeah, we have an open house coming up on the 19th. It's a Saturday, 10 to 1, as we've been doing. Saturdays seem to be working. So if you're at all thinking of being in the area for watching spring really settle into Vermont, come on up on the 19th. I will be here, and maybe you'll be here. Maybe Eileen. We'll see. Because you're gearing up for a little bit of a vacation.
Yeah, I'm excited to take a couple weeks off. I won't get into details
about
that, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'll save it for when I get back. But so at the open house, I just want to reiterate that we've started offering our sort of seconds, our small skeins. For sale at a discounted price. So you kind of go through what they are.
Yeah, and pick what you want. And it's kind of fun.
Pay by the gram, basically. So we know that we released our surprise bags this week, and they sold out again super fast.
Yeah, and we did more than we thought. And we're still learning.
We're still learning.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to say, if you want to get some small skeins, and you don't even have to have a surprise.
Yeah, you can pick them out for yourself.
Come to the open house, and you can check them out there.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to let you know, because we know that we tend to sell things pretty quickly when we release them. We wanted to start giving you a heads up when we can about what we're going to launch in future weeks.
Right.
So next week, I'm going to show you.
This is a little tease.
We've got some new Roots Light happening. So these are the Bachelor Button and Aubergine.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk more about those next week.
Yeah,
but just
I love
know
those.
That they are coming.
Yeah, they are coming. And Zip it, Peg. Those
right.
are coming. Okay. You want to take us on a little tour?
I sure do. So we're gonna show you around the mill and then say goodbye. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what is going on in the mill today. I'm gonna turn the camera around so we can get a better look. All right, so we've got, ooh, some beautiful solid pink yarn. Rinsing in the sink, more on that later. Eileen is over here labeling.
Morning, Amanda.
Morning. All right. Then we've got some beautiful, I think this is Carnival, Making Tracks that's going through the spinner. Actually, I'm just gonna take a moment to pause on that. Look at that beautiful roving. I just love seeing these piles of multicolored roving going up and into the spinner. Okay, I'll head over to the skein winder next. Just finished doing its turns around. Oh, and of course we've got a bunch of yarn ready to be rinsed. That just feels great. I wish everyone could just run their fingers through the yarn like that. All right, we've got some fun blue stuff heading through the pin drafter. Up here's some in the clearing, going through the spinner. So that is getting the twist put in the opposite direction of the single to create plied yarn. You can hear the pin drafter just started behind me. Let's go take a look at that. Oh, let's take a look at the carder first. So we've got some fiber heading off the carder and into the coiler. Emma's getting the fiber going into the pin drafter. Let's see if you can see it going into the can coiler. That's one of my favorite views. So you can see some sort of dirty old wool in there. That's what I like to call the bait. And it's just to grip that initial strand of roving as it travels into the can coiler. And then now you can see the sort of soft serve ice cream-like swirl of fiber that is getting accumulated in that can. And it ends up making bags like this full of coiled roving. This has just been carded. This has been pin drafted. So the difference you're gonna see is the fibers are all going in the same direction. And I think that is about it. We've got lots of blue going on in the mill, and again, we will show you more about that later. But this has been your somewhat regular walk through the mill. And again, this is a Friday morning. We've got more folks joining us. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you the carnival yarn actually going through the spinner, and it's really fun to see. Okay, so here is that roving. Here is the point where the twist is actually getting put on it, turning it from loose wool into spun yarn. And then what's really fun is to see how those colors all get stacked up onto the bobbins. And now these are almost totally full. And if we're lucky enough, we might actually see them fill up in this next minute or so. Let's see. So the reason that you can see the stripes like that is, as you can see the builder here, this is the builder. It's going up and down and up and down. And it goes up and down a couple of times, I think 4 times, and then it goes up to another level. So rather than go all the way up and down the full height of the bobbin, it just goes about that like 5 or 6 inches, and then it steps up to a new level. So as the color changes in the stack of roving, you can see it kind of stripes on the bobbin, which gives you kind of a preview of how the colors change in each individual one. So you can see like this one is kind of an oddball. It's a little bit more yellow than the other ones. I'm just pausing here to see if we're going to see the excitement that happens at the very end of the run. Because this machine, which we got from Italy, unlike our other spinner that we use for plying over here, this one actually auto stops. So when it knows that these bobbins are full, it is just going to turn off and return to the bottom. People might be asking, what are those little bent things up by the top of the spindle? And those are called spin fingers. And again, this is new to us with this spinning system, but the spin finger having that little bend at the top, which they look like they're going around a lot slower than they're actually going around, just sort of a trick of the camera. But they work to reduce the tension on the strand of yarn that's getting made. So this actually doesn't have a ton of tension on it. You can see as I pull it, I'm not breaking it, it's just fairly loose. When we were working with our previous spinner, there was a ton of tension on the yarn, and that meant that we had to be super, super careful or add, a little more twist than maybe was absolutely necessary to make sure that that strand didn't break, just in case there was any anomaly in the roping. Like if there was a slightly thinner section, it might break. And then we'd have to, feed the roving back into the machine, re-string it on there, which, there's a way to do it, but it would often cause like a slub or an inconsistency in the yarn, so we just really didn't want that to happen. Oh, we've got to be almost there. Like slow TV. I don't know, I like watching it. I get to see it every day. I think it's about to happen. It looks like it's getting a lot slower to me. So at the very end of the spin run and at the very beginning, the speed slows down significantly, just because it does put a little extra tension on the yarn when we're starting down here at the beginning, and then when we're finishing up here at the end. And in the middle, we can kind of crank it up and make yarn a little faster. I think that was worth the wait. That was pretty exciting. All right, so the machine just knew that it was full at the top of the bobbin, and you can see here it is stopped. The yarn is still intact for most of them. This one broke, so this one will have to be relaced up next time, but it looks like all the rest of them are intact. And that yarn then, you can see here's the spin finger I was talking about, and it's sort of, yeah. So there you have it. Okay, Well, that was a much longer mill tour than originally planned, but I don't know. I just wanted to show you something. It only happens every hour or two in the mill because that's how long it takes to make one of those bobbins full of yarn. So, all right, back to the mill. Always busy in there.
It's always busy. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that little tour, and
We'll see you next week.
we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.